Chapter 275, The Conclusion of the Human-Demon Great War. By the time I returned by teleport, the battle was mostly concluded. Having lost the hero and his comrades, the human army had lost their spirit. In contrast to that, standing in reserve until the end, at the very rear of the 7th Army was the uninjured 10th Army. However, every member of the 10th Army were crack troops trained by my own hands. The human army, which was in low morale with losing the hero, didn't even have the strength to stop the 10th Army. Welcome back. I was greeted by Waldo-kun, who had taken command. Just what you'd expect of an current young noble from a prestigious school. Commanding troops is no big deal. I guess he wasn't Filomena-chan's fiancé for nothing, huh? Unfortunately, however, since the amount of time I had to train him was much less than for Filomena-chan, his status values have fallen behind a lot. Even so, since he's already improved to the same level as the ordinary 10th Army soldier, that shows that on top of being raised by a vampire, his original talent was significant. Well, saying that, a certain other vampire senpai of his is a long way ahead, so I guess Waldo-kun is going to have various troubles, though. She made him a vampire, right? He is probably a vampire. When I checked the status of the other battlefields via the clones, the 2nd Army's place in the fort is held by the monkeys, and the 3rd Army's place that the humans have abandoned the fort had begun to retreat. Mara had ordered the 4th Army to withdraw, and they're currently retreating. It seems that the 5th Army has begun to retreat. For the 6th Army, it seems that the deputy commander has given the order to retreat in place of the dead Shota. For the 8th Army, it feels like Oni-kun has overdid it and completely exterminated their opponents. Because I summoned the Queen Teratek to the 1st Army, they've been completely destroyed along with the opponent's fort. You could say that all the battlefields have reached a conclusion. Here, too, the close combat is over. The 7th Army, which was thrown into confusion by the hero, rallied together, but the hero died and counterattacked. They cooperated with the 10th Army and then have almost completed mopping up the human forces who came out from the fort. There's still the battle with a lot holding up in the fort, but since they've lost the hero, I don't think that they'll hold out for long. Oh goodness. Both in combat strength and mental strength. The final results are that the demons won in 4 places, including here. The humans won in 3 places. I guess you could call the place where both sides were annihilated a draw. Saying it that way does seem like it was quite a close contest, but the overall damage for the humans have suffered is larger, I guess. For a start, they had several heavy casualties, even at the places where they won. However, considering the lower population of the demons, the damage the demons have suffered is not something to make light of. It's not, if not for regulars like me and Oni-kun. I guess the demons and humans would have suffered about the same amount of damage. By itself, that's just as planned. While the Boobian of the 2nd Army's unexpected tactics gave them total victory, it would be too much to say that it was beyond the expectations. Where the plan went amiss for sure was when I ended up having to kill Argnar. This is a war after all, so of course I had thought about the possibility that Argnar could die in battle. However, I would have never thought that I would be forced into actions like crushing him by my own hand. It's become necessary to hasten the plan. The expectation was for the demons to gather around Argnar and Balto, but since one of those two is gone, it will take a long time to assemble the demons. It will also take a long time to reorganize the wounded armies. Normally, what we should do is to be cautious of a counterattack from the humans, and only once organized for defense and as much as possible would we then attack the elf village. But it might not be possible to use such a deliberate method. I guess it might be better to make haste and only organize our war resources that are able to invade the elf village, and basically decide that it can't be helped even if the defense becomes neglected. Oh, maybe it's starting to get to me, actually. I also have to think of how to deal with the probable new hero, Yamada-kun. I gotta make sure that he and the Demon King never meet no matter what. At the same time, in the country that there is no operation to crush the secret maneuvers of Bottomus, so I put Natsume-kun and Imoto-chan to work. Natsume-kun has acquired the 7 deadly sins skills of lust and greed. Now he'll move stealthily in order to store up power. If I can use my reins on him to guide down a convenience store... Convenience store? Jesus. It's kind of late, honestly. Maybe the headphones thing is actually fucking with me. Anyway. Convenient route. Then I'll probably be able to do a good job. As for the reins holder, I guess I'll let Imoto-chan do it. I also can't fail to meet up with the Divine Word Religion at least once, huh? I gotta explain about the new hero for a start, and perhaps we might be able to get them to cooperate with us. Even without that, when this war is over, the agreement to invade the elf village, so we gotta hammer out the details for that. For the demon army to deploy to the elf village, which is in the human territory, it is essential to have the cooperation of the Divine Word Religion after all. If I wanted to, I could use my teleportation to send them in, but then I would be forced to consume quite a large amount of energy, so I'd prefer not to. Speaking of the elves, I also gotta analyze the body of cyborg Potty that the vampire girl Filomena-chan collected. Machines are totally out of the my area of expertise, but I bet it's made using magecraft-infused super science, right? In which case, I should be able to analyze it somewhat. If I can determine what kind of magecraft had been performed, then I'd be able to understand just how dangerous that substitute was. I already have a rough idea of the threat it poses in the battle scene with the vampire girl, though. If there's a problem, then it's the fact that I don't have the slightest idea just how many of those super science weapons the elves possess. I guess the only way to find out is by running into them. Well, the Demon King is also here, so if I also participate in the war, then I'm sure that we would never lose, though. And finally, I gotta reconsider the situation with the system. I never considered the possibility that the goddess would actually intervene. In the future, when it's time to destroy the system, if the goddess intervenes again, then the plan could be ruined. To make sure that won't happen, I will probably have to prepare some kind of countermeasures. Unfortunately, I still don't have any specific idea on how to achieve that yet, though. Is it actually even possible to prevent the intervention of the goddess, who is still at the core of the system? But I gotta do something. Shit, I've really been had. There's so many things to do. Too many. Why is it so hectic? Everything's a fault of that shitty goddess. I'd never say that in front of the Demon King and Kuro, though, naturally. Without some kind of reward, I just can't do this. I'll have the Demon King prepare something sweet, I guess. For the time being, I'll leave all decision-making regarding the capture of the fort to Waldo-kun. Yes, that's magecraft. Alright, yeah. Maybe the headphones thing I talked about, 2 days ago, isn't the best idea. I don't know. It was interesting the first time, and it is interesting to listen to, but it could be messing me up. I don't know. I'm also tired, plus I've been doing this straight for the 3 times. Anyway, yeah.